Okay, we are going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. We will start with roll call. We have trustee Schutz.
Here.
And trustee Coleman.
Here.
Trustee Hall and trustee Constant, and our student board member as well. Welcome. And do we have a motion to amend or adopt tonight's agenda?
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, is there anyone here to give public comment on any closed session items? Seeing none, we will go ahead and adjourn to closed session. All right, we'll be back at 6:30. All right, good evening, everyone. We are going to get started. We got plenty of seats tonight. It's looking good out there. Thank you all for coming. We will get our open session rolling here, and we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. So go ahead and stand up. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we have a quick report out from closed session. Item 2.1, no action was taken. And on item 2.2, we had a release of a certificated employee during their probationary period, and that passed with a 5-0 vote. And I will move on to the announcement of our meeting protocols. The Board of Trustees encourages public participation during the meeting and requests civility and the use of courteous language. The board does not condone the use of profanity, vulgar language, gestures, or other inappropriate behavior, including personal attacks or threats directed towards any meeting participant and/or district employee. There will be an opportunity to speak to the Board of Trustees on items not on the agenda during the public comment section, as well as opportunities to speak to each item on the agenda when that item comes up for consideration. In the interest of facilitating the conduct of the public's business, members of the public who wish to address the board during the meeting will have specific time limits as follows. If less than 10 members of the public wish to comment, you will have 3 minutes. If 10 or more members of the public wish to comment on an item, you will have 90 seconds. Any complaints about specific employees or employees of the district should be made to that employee's immediate supervisor or the school site principal as outlined in our board policy and administrative regulation. Please complete the comment form located in the lobby on the table in the back, and we'll call on you when it is your turn to speak. The meeting is being audio and video recorded and will be archived. This meeting will be live streamed for viewing only, and the link to the live stream can be found at rjuhsd.us/livestream. And now, without further ado, we're going to go down to our student board members who are going to read our board expectations.
Prepare all students for life, college, and career. High-quality academic opportunities for all students and to support student academic success.
Engage in partnership with families and community. The school is a welcoming, safe environment and serves as the center of student learning activities, athletics, and performing arts. Promote a sense of community in our schools and the surrounding areas.
Utilize effective governance and business practices. Remain open, transparent, and accountable to the community. Serve as an employer of choice with the highest quality teachers and staff.
All right, thanks, ladies. And then moving on to our board reports. Is there anyone itching to go first? Otherwise, we'll start with our usual order, and Trustee Schutz, you get to go first.
Sure, thanks. Good,
right.
good to see everybody, and thanks for all the students for coming out tonight. I know it's a little rainy, so hopefully got in out of the cold and the wet, so happy you're here. Not too much, we had a break, so there was, hopefully you all enjoyed that time off. I did get an opportunity to pop in over at West Park for Unity Sports Kickball, which was always a fun event, and the weather was gorgeous. And thank you all to everyone who helped put that on, all the students, so much spirit in getting that going, and so many pieces. So I really appreciate you guys doing that. I think everyone had a good time. I did a shot of one of the signs on the bleachers, which really stood out to me. It says, "We are all united," and I really saw signs like that everywhere, so I really thought it was a great event. But with that, that's it for me.
Right, this morning, along with all of my fellow trustees, we went over to Granite Bay High School where I believe it was the second day of the WASC visiting committee. And this was a first for me. I'd never been in the presence of a WASC visiting committee before. And so I appreciated being there and learning a little bit more myself about what that accreditation process is like and the extensive self-evaluation that goes into that, and all of the stakeholders that are invited to participate in sharing information on that. So I appreciated that, and I felt, as I usually do, so much pride in our district and in Granite Bay High School. And this connected really well with the visit I had to Granite Bay High School a couple of weeks ago with Principal Sloan. I could see how our district really supports all of our sites, but particularly Granite Bay High School, as I was focused on them. And also just having the confidence in Principal Sloan, knowing that he has the ability and the leadership to lead that site over there, and just feeling pride in knowing that as those committee members got to know Granite Bay High School, that they also saw the dedication of the teachers over there and the dedication of the community over there for their school. So it was just nothing but easy for me to ride along and feel proud of our district and Granite Bay. And then I just wanted to make a note tonight, as we will approve the comprehensive school safety plans. I just wanted to acknowledge our Student Services Department, particularly Julie Winkle and our principals and the other staff members that are involved in these plans. Really appreciate all the work that goes into them to meet our board expectation of providing a safe and welcoming environment for our students. And occasionally these plans have to go into actual effect, and as we see how smooth and easily they flow, I just appreciate knowing that all this preparation that happens beforehand really plays out and to the benefit of our schools. So thank you to that department.
Right, thank you. Yes, as Trustee Schutz said, we had a week off, and so it feels like it's been a little while. I almost forgot that there was ski week. I was able to make it out to Antelope High School, and it had been a little while. I think the last time that I'd been at Antelope High School, they were still making the muffins. The muffins are no longer made there, so I did learn that, but we had an excellent visit. I was able to go to the sign language course, and that teacher was amazing. We were only maybe in the classroom for 10 minutes, and I learned some things. Like, that's how quickly she is teaching, and the students are engaged, and they're playing this game where everybody's standing up and having to sign to each other and almost knock each other out if you got it right, or if you got it right. It was so engaging. So I went home and was able to teach my kids a couple of things. So that was a great visit. We popped into the Megatronics classroom, which again, I think back to when I was in high school, which was obviously a very long time ago. We had nothing even close to what these classrooms have now. So that was very exciting to see. And then we saw a quick little demonstration in the theater class. I believe that they are preparing for Newsies, but I'll let our student rep correct me on that. But the theater class was very engaging, and they were very theatrical and dramatic, but lots of fun happening in there. And then I will be at Wood Creek High School on Thursday for voter outreach, and I'll roll into you, because I know you were at voter outreach
Tis the
today.
season
Yes,
for
tis
voter
the
outreach.
season.
I was at Adelante today, so just a very valuable program to encourage students to advocate for themselves for their one vote, and also pay attention to down ballot races. And they always have good questions for the different political parties that are represented there. So I enjoy doing it. Thank you.
Well, if you think you were in elementary school or high school a long time ago, you should have been there when Brad and I were there, you know. So, Brad, we only have a few months of me doing this with you, so Brad's going to leave, and I'm going to be the oldest person in the room. Well, I am anyway, but I'll be the only oldest person in the room. But speaking of Brad, I wanted to thank Brad and Brandon, because we're very excited that we have a tentative agreement early, and this is the earliest that we have done, I don't know, maybe ever, but a long, 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 long time. And I think it's a testament to the relationships that we have with our workforce and their leadership. And Brad, I appreciate it. I know when we first talked about this a few years back, we thought it would be a hill too high to climb to get them on time. And now not only are we on time, but we're early. So I just personally really, really appreciate it. So thank you. I was at Granite Bay as well. WASC is always fun. Last week I was doing a WASC visit at the university I work at, and this week with the high school. It's a very important process. I want to thank everyone who has participated, because it's a grueling process for the site. They have to do a lot of extra work. It's a lot of work for the people who are on the panel, but it's also very important. It's important because it's a great outside check to confirm that we're doing everything that we're doing, and we're doing it well, and we're serving our students in the best way possible. So I'm very thankful for that. And then we're going to take an action a little bit later related to West Park High School. I just want to say how excited I am for that. So I'm sure we'll get time to talk then, but that's going to be the highlight of this meeting for me. So looking forward to it. Thanks. Oh, and spring break for me is next week at work. So I didn't get to have spring break with you guys, but next week I'll be enjoying it.
All right, very good. And let's see, I believe that we have an introduction tonight of a new student board member, and Mr. Becker?
I
you're
will
gonna-
be introducing, yes. Principal Cutts is at the basketball game tonight, so we have Wood Creek and Antelope girls basketball playing tonight in the semifinals to see who goes to Golden One. So I let her stay there and cheer on the Titans. But Marley's going to represent Antelope here, or Miley's going to represent Antelope here tonight. So I'm introducing Miley Phillips. I had the privilege of being a principal when Miley's brother and sister were at Antelope, Justin and Nadine. Miley has served in student government all 4 years of high school, including being the ASB vice president last year and the ASB president this year, while also remaining an active member of the National Honor Society. Academically, she is set to graduate as a dual CTE completer in both Project Lead the Way Biomedical Sciences and Project Lead the Way Engineering. This year, she even got the coveted spot in the Biomed internship program, where she balances time at both a veterinary clinic and a local fire station. She actually wants to be a firefighter after high school, so that internship is the one she really enjoys. If the crew she works with has a shift on the weekend, she takes the time to go. She doesn't miss out on any training. She goes on calls with the crew, but isn't allowed to enter any burning buildings as of yet. Outside of the classroom, Miley is the captain on the soccer team, and this year she was the kicker on the football team. So go Miley. While Miley's list of accomplishments is long, she is not someone who seeks out the spotlight. Instead, she is quiet, confident leader who is always looking for ways to make Antelope a better place. She is known by her peers as an incredibly kind person and loyal friend who works harder than anyone in the room. We are proud to call Miley a Titan. That's from Miss Cut. So welcome, Miley.
And you can go ahead and give us your update.
Awesome. So as we wrapped up our winter sports over at Antelope, it was awesome to see that we had 3 of our teams go to playoffs. We had our girls soccer team go to the first round, and they lost in a really tight game against Roseville. Our boys basketball team actually made it to the second round, but they had a really good game over at Sac High, also lost, but ultimately it was a really good game. And finally, we have our girls basketball team, who is currently still playing tonight against Wood Creek in the semifinal game, as said earlier. So that's really exciting. Some other exciting things that happened before our break came was we had our annual NHS talent show. It was an amazing success where they were raising money for Make-A-Wish Foundation. Our choir did their annual Singing Valentine's, always to just spread some love around the school, bring a little light right before our break. And on February 11th, we actually hosted our Future Titan Night, where we had a great turnout of incoming freshmen for our class of 2030. This week, we have some more exciting things, some new performances coming up, but one of the big ones we want to emphasize on is our senior showcase. It's one of just the amazing events where we get to recognize our senior dancers who have completed the pathway of dance, and it's just awesome to see how they create their own choreo, their own costumes, and just have friends and family all come out. Tuesday, March 3rd, we have our Antelope Titan Band performing the national anthem at our Kings game. So that's really exciting. We highly encourage you guys to come show up. And then on my next report, I'll be able to talk more about our incoming Spirit Weeks.
Great, thank you. And then we have Sarah.
Our February Make a Wish month is almost over. We're aiming to raise $8,000 this month in order to work towards our final goal of $15,000 for the school year. To do this, people are donating cash and writing checks to WHS Make a Wish. Another February event that is coming to a close is the Key Club and Horticulture Club donation drive for the homeless, which will run through February 26th at the library. On top of that, 2026 marks 100 years of celebrating African American contributions, achievements, and culture throughout February. And to celebrate this, our library is hosting a collection of the celebration of the creativity and themes connected to the African American community. And for seniors, FAFSA or CADAA application deadlines are fast approaching with 6 days left before the March 2nd deadline. And finally, there will be a workability resource night on March 10th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. on Zoom for families with students with IEPs.
All right, thank you both so much. Next is item 4.4, Superintendent Report.
Yes, I just have communications from Placer County Office of Education. Should be no surprise, but they found no audit findings from our most recent audit, so there was no need to review anything within that audit. So again, good job to Joe, Lauren, and the team over there. And then you've heard some of the games, but I just want to congratulate Granite Bay High School Boys Soccer Division II champions. They beat Rockland in overtime over the weekend, and they will advance to the NorCal Championship. And then to Oakmont High School for winning the Placer County mock trial season. So 120 students from 6 schools participated in that, and so just really proud of Oakmont High School and their mock trial team.
All right, and 4.5, committee reports. I don't believe we have any. And next up is our RSEA report.
I don't know if you've ever watched yourself on these videos. I've done it a couple times just to go back and check to see what I said, to make sure I said it. And I've noticed in the film, I walk like a herniated gazelle when I come up here. And I'm trying to be a little bit more cool, but somehow I just kept, I think it just did it worse. Far as WASC is concerned, yes, Granite Bay is going through this process, and it is an amazing professional kind of reflection back on what it is that you've been doing. And all of our schools eventually go through it. And like Pete, I've probably had more than my fair share. My last year up at Chico, I ran for a board position on their Associated Students as Director of Academic Affairs, and with that came the fun-filled job of filling out the student version of the report, which I didn't know came with the job until all of a sudden I was knee-deep in it. And so I had to work on that committee off and on through the course of the year, and report came out. My student teaching up at Reading High School, at Shasta High School, they were going through their WASC. Then I got hired at Oakmont in 1990, and they're going through, I thought that's what you did every year. For 3 years, I was going like, well, why would anyone want to keep doing this job after a while? But it is a very, very helpful way to look in the mirror and see what it is that you actually have done and to kind of hold yourself accountable. And so it was really appreciated, I know, on our part to have you guys over there this morning. So thank you for coming in and showing up for that. We also want to thank everybody in the process for the negotiation. And I know this is going to be a weird one in the sense that Brad, who I've known since my very first non-teaching day, when he scored, I think, at least 4 or 5 times on me in our little pickup basketball, and he was a lot less gray, and so was I. I've worked with Brad so often in so many different kind of venues for the years as we went through teaching that I really wanted to take this time, and I know there's going to be celebration in the rest of the year, but right now, having just succeeded at something that is becoming incredibly elusive for districts around us, as we just hear that Twin Rivers is probably going to go on strike starting tomorrow, how important his leadership has been for this process. As somebody who has been in the system as a student, worked his way through as a teacher, admin, principal, and then the district office, where he gets to sit in the ivory tower very high, which is appropriate at the end of his career. But to really see how much he cares about the totality of this district is always an impressive thing. Equally so, Joe, Landon, and Rob Hasty are amazing in this process. And what I really appreciate, and I hear people and friends who are working in different districts, is that we just keep trusting each other and working together on our problems and hearing each other out. And we actually cherish the fact that we may not agree on things, because that's where I think we make each other better, by holding accountable our ideas that we're coming to the actual negotiations with. We have obviously Becky House and Sue Ann, and Craig Garabedian's always helpful. So our district staff in the negotiations has been great. I love the fact that they did not report out loud that the $100 bill bribe we gave to each of them then allowed us to have a little bit better. But Pete, we had to counterbalance the fact that they're not negotiating for themselves anymore, so we had to find a way to do that. Our own RSCA folks are very, very knowledgeable also and patient in this. And so we have Marie Christ, who will be following in my footsteps when we're all said and done. And then Scott Becker, Keith Rogers, Jessica Fork, and Tyler Patton. I love that we have a relationship that has decided to constantly try to just focus on getting a little bit better. And that has been seen in almost everything we've done, from our financial institution where we work with Joe, to everything in human resources, and now with Dr. Karos and everything we're working on. And we just keep wanting to, that kind of spirit of hold each other accountable, push each other a little bit, never take anything actually personal when being questioned on things, and feel okay at trusting enough to ask those questions. And I think we keep stepping our district forward little by little by little without trying to do too much all at one time. Because that pendulum swing can get very exciting. It's always an exhilarating thing to get behind a big movement, but we want to make sure that we go slow enough that we don't go racing so far to one side of the pendulum swing that we're now just setting ourselves up for a toppling back on the other kind of return. So again, I'm looking forward to actually now having this done. Hopefully we'll vote on it next week, and then you will vote on it hopefully the week after that. And we'll then be moving on to other things like education reform and issues that we want to keep tightening down. So thank you again for everything you guys have done and all the support for the district, and thank you for Brad and everybody on our side. Thanks.
All right, thank you. For what it's worth, Brandon, I have never thought herniated gazelle when I see you walk. So we're just our own worst critics when we see ourselves on video, right? All right, on to public comment. I have one speaker card. Was there anybody else aside from, let me read who we have here. We have Kate and Peyton. And if anybody else wants to give public comment, you can come on up after them. And you ladies have 3 minutes.
Hello, my name is Kim McGinnis. I am a senior.
Hold on one second. He's gonna,
Oh, yes.
There we
Thank
go.
you. Thank you. Hello, my name is Kim McGinnis. I am a senior at Oakmont High School, and I am also the president of Oakmont's mock trial team. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank the school board for the immense support that has been shown to Oakmont mock trial for the past 4 years I have been on the team. Since I joined mock trial 4 years ago, I have greatly grown my public speaking skills and additionally found a passion for law. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity. Additionally, I would like to say that Oakmont is very excited to be representing Placer County at the California State's Mock Trial Championships that we will be attending next month, as we recently just won our county competition. So once again, we greatly thank you.
Hi, I'm Peyton Henry. I'm the Vice President of Oakmont Mock Trial. I just want to say thank you again for all the support. Mock Trial has been so influential in my life, at least. I did not know what I wanted to do going into high school, but because of Mock Trial, I realized I want to become a lawyer and go into political science. So that's been really exciting. So thank you guys so much for the opportunity. It's been wonderful.
awesome, thank you. That's exciting. Is that something local? Is that something local we can go to?
Where is your, where's state mock trial at?
Is it open?
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, but there's a county competition every year that's very local.
okay, very exciting. Awesome, yeah, that's exciting. Okay, we are moving right along. I don't see anyone else for public comment. Thank you, ladies, for coming. All right, we are on to item 6, our consent agenda. Mr. Constant, I know you have some.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion, make a motion to approve the consent agenda. However, I want to register a no vote on BP and AR 1445 and BP and AR 5125, but no need to speak on it. Thanks.
Okay. Any other comments?
I just
or-
had a comment, and it was I just had a comment, but it was really just to dovetail on what Ms. Coleman said earlier about the safety plans and how much work went into that. And our agenda item calls out specifically our site safety coordinators from each site and how much work they do and involve this, but just wanted to chime that out. It's a big document and very important, and we have to do it by March 1st every year, so thank you, everybody.
And I'd just like to point out, I went over the presentation that we are not seeing, but what I found remarkable on the first slide, people may not even have looked, but the first slide talks about how over the last 4 years, our staff has a 9% increase in perceived safety. And I just found that remarkable because I think our staff sees things behind the scene, they're in it. And that made me feel good, so.
We don't have,
I will second.
wait,
And then I just have one other comment after that second.
okay, yes, now we have a motion and a second. Now, go for it.
And I'll actually just turn it over to Mel, she'll clarify.
Okay.
I just have a clarification, because we have one error that on AR 0450, page 3, I just wanted to point it out. There was a sentence that should have been struck. And at the bottom of page 3, the sentence is repeated twice.
Okay.
And so I wanted to make sure that we're going to strike the first sentence, and so it would read, procedure specifically designed to notify affected school site employees, ... So I just wanted to make sure that that was clear for everybody.
Okay,
I'll amend the motion to include that amendment.
okay.
I'll second. If we needed a second.
Always a good thing. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments before we go to a roll call vote? No? Okay, trustee Schutz,
Yes.
trustee Coleman.
Yes.
Hall, yes. Franz.
Yes.
Constant.
Yes.
And our student board members.
Yes.
All right, motion carries 5-0 with 2 student board members. And now on to our next item. I have a lot of scrolling to do, 1 second. All right, the very exciting news of the night, item 7, appointment of a principal. What's all that about, Mr. Hasty?
Well, I don't know how to follow herniated gazelles and school safety plans, but I'll do my best. Seriously, I do agree with Pete. This is the most exciting part of the evening, and I'm glad to be a little part of it. It's a distinct honor to stand before you guys tonight to formally recommend the appointment of Dr. Liz Sisson as our next principal at West Park High School. I need you to know that this recommendation comes with the enthusiastic support of staff and colleagues who recognize Dr. Sisson as a visionary leader who leads with both clarity and with heart. Dr. Sisson is no stranger to the Roseville Joint Union High School District. Many of us, John and myself particularly because we helped open up Antelope High School with her, remember her at Antelope, where she served as an English teacher, an intervention teacher, an AP teacher, and was honored as the 2011-2012 Teacher of the Year. She returns to us as a seasoned administrator, most recently serving as the principal of El Dorado High School. Her professional accomplishments are as impressive as they are impactful. At El Dorado High School, she led the implementation of an embedded intervention schedule, resulting in a 10% decrease in DNF rates and an 11% increase in ELA test scores. Under her leadership, A to G completion rates at El Dorado High School grew significantly from 34% to 51%. She holds a PhD in instructional leadership and curriculum and has authored and implemented online credit recovery courses, as well as the inaugural WASC report that we were talking about earlier at Antelope High School. She was recently, in 2024-25, recognized as AXA's Region 2 Secondary Administrator of the Year. But what truly sets Dr. Sisson apart and makes her special is her deep passion and connection to the work of education and the community. She does this with the utmost professionalism, compassion, and respect for all its stakeholders. This spirit of service is shared by her family. While Liz has dedicated her life to education, her husband Kirk serves as a first responder in local law enforcement. Dr. Sisson is a leader who understands that a school is a community where everyone should feel valued and connected. As we look towards the future of West Park High School, we recommend Dr. Sisson as a leader who will not only maintain our standards of excellence, but will ignite a culture of lifelong learning for every one of our students. Staff recommends the approval of Dr. Liz Sisson as the next principal of West Park High School.
All right, thank you very much. Any questions, comments? Go for it, Mr. Constant.
No questions at all, but I did want to make a few comments. First, I want to say that our staff did an excellent job in recruiting applicants and vetting the applicants. Heidi and I had the opportunity to sit in on the interview panels for all of the people that made the cut, and I will tell you, it was a great group of people. I think that we would have been well served by anybody that was in that group, but we will definitely be best served by Liz. It was no surprise to me at all. I tried really hard not to have any conversations with John because I had a lot of strong feelings and waiting for him to make his decision. But it wasn't a surprise to me at all when he called and told me the selection he made. It was clear to me during the interviews that when you go through that process, there are people that rise to the top. And I can tell you all that I'm very, very confident that we have a person in Liz that is not only going to do the job well at West Park, but I think she's going to fit in extremely well in the campus culture and the community culture. I've lived in that community now for a little over, well, about 11 years and live right around the corner from the school. And that school's different. All of our schools are different in different ways. And that culture, both the parental culture and the student culture, takes a special person. And I think you have all the qualities. So I'm very excited that you're here. I'm going to be even more excited when you start, and I look forward to getting to know you better and coming out and visiting you on campus. So congratulations.
I'll just second that. I appreciate what Trustee Constant has shared, and just wanted to also express my appreciation to Brad and Rob and Trustee Constant, Trustee Hall, and the other members of the selecting team. I guess you were probably on that, John. I don't know everybody who was on it, but thank you so much for your work and going through the process of selecting a stellar candidate. I don't know Dr. Sisson at all, but I'm really excited to get to know you and have you as part of our district. So welcome, and we'll just be excited to have you and get to know you better.
Yeah, just a quick comment. I love how your roots were here in Roseville as a high school district, as a teacher. So it's kind of like coming home, and I think we find that a lot. You know, we've talked about that in past meetings. So welcome. I'm looking forward again, like everyone else, getting to know you and meeting you. And it's a lot of work to be done, but I'm sure you're cut out for it. So welcome.
I'll just say the same, and thank you to the organizers of the panels. I emailed Rob after the fact because it was just so well orchestrated and organized and thorough, and there was no possible way that we would get out of that process and not have selected the best person. That is how thorough and thoughtful the process was. And it was a little intimidating going into it, just in the sense, or not intimidating, but a little overwhelming to, you know, this idea of like, oh, we have to fill Becky's shoes, and you know, like, because you've been so wonderful. And so it was a little bit of an emotional process, but realizing that we have found an excellent candidate is very reassuring, and we're all just very excited. And so just welcome to our Roseville joint community. And unless anyone else has any other comments.
I've picked you out in the crowd, so I look forward to meeting you. Congratulations.
So we just need a motion from somewhere.
Oh,
Who wants to go for it?
I'll make a motion, but I forgot to say one
Oh,
thing.
okay.
I lost count of how many times people have come up to me without any prompting and congratulated us on choosing Liz. It even happened this morning at the WASC visit. So that has just been a great confirmation to hear as we get around. With that, I would like to enthusiastically make a motion to approve this appointment.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? All right, yay. All right, we are moving. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Now that it's official, congratulations, Liz. And to your husband, you want to run the plates on an orange Ford that says, "I love barbecue"
Yeah.
in the West Park area. You want to run the plates on that? But no, congratulations. Welcome back. And this is what happens when you do a WASC, when you're a WASC chairperson. You get elevated to this, so. It comes with it. But again, congratulations. And then I just want to thank Becky and then Mr. Hodge, Mr. Kentris over there for the welcoming team. I don't know if there's some other folks over there. I see some people over there, Ms. Hurd. Sorry, I can't see people back there, but there we go. I just appreciate the West Park group coming out and representing. There's Cameron. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. And again, congratulations, Liz, and welcome back.
All right, now we are ready for item 7.2, our CSBA Delegate Assembly election.
Well, since we only had a choice of one, I'll just make a motion that we check the box.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second
And I-
for,
And I did read her resume, and I think she brings a lot, with her experience. I think Nevada County, right, so it's good representative, and so I'm all for the motion, so.
all right, sounds good. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? No. All right, motion carries 5-0 with 2 student board reps. And then next is item 8, our staff reports and informational items with a first reading of a new textbook. Hello.
Me again, hi. I am bringing first reading for several courses actually today, and I want to highlight ELD specifically. So you'll see this is our opens informational item 30-day viewing. So we have our core textbooks for a new course that I'll be bringing in April in dual enrollment, but I wanted to take a few minutes just talk about our ELD core materials that are going to be on display for the next 30 days. I want to thank Dr. Gobea. She did an excellent job with our ELD teachers. She had the opportunity to gather our teachers last spring, and then they did a very comprehensive and thorough pilot this past semester. They had vetted out many materials. They selected 2 to work through in the last semester, and then reach consensus for the materials that we're bringing forward for viewing for the next 30 days. So I just wanted to highlight it's a really important curriculum, really important program to support our English learners in all course levels. And it's long overdue. So we're really excited to be able to bring this recommendation forward, and I'll bring it for action item after 30 days. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have at this time.
All right, excellent. Any questions? No? All right, 30 days to go check out all the textbooks. We'll see how many we get. All right, item 9 is our Horizon report. So it looks like our next,
8-2, staff.
oh my goodness. Thank you, guys. I skipped 8.2 staff comments. I just almost passed right over you guys. Sorry about that. None?
You read their mind.
I was predicting the future. All right, now we're ready for item 9, our pending agenda items. Looks like our next meeting is March 10th. And
President Hall, I just wanted to ask the board in regards to enrollment, attendance boundary work, if the board would like to schedule a study session. And Joe, you can chime in, but we were looking at about, depending on the interest in play with the numbers, it would be about a 90-minute, maybe 2 hours, if the board is interested in that, or placing it on the March 10th agenda. There's a few other things on the March 10th, so it would be a pretty lengthy meeting. And there's a lot of play with the charts Joe's been able to figure out. So if you wanted to move a grid code and you want to know how many kids are in that grid code, it's an interactive process, which would be probably more conducive to a study session environment. So just wanted to know what the board's wishes, direction on that would be.
I think it's a great idea, and if we could set it up as a workshop format, where instead of us sitting up here, we set up the
Exactly.
tables, I think that would be excellent. I think we need to do it.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, concur.
I would prefer personally to not do it on the same day as the meeting. It gets a little too long for me and with some other responsibilities, so my preference would be another day.
Okay. All right. Do you guys want to select a day now, or do you want Kim to reach out to you? And I don't know how readily available your calendars are.
You had sent out a
Yeah,
few dates.
yeah, so we had March 2nd, which is a Monday, next Monday.
I'm out of town.
March 4th,
I'm out of town.
March 5th,
He's out of town.
He's out of town.
Wait, that's my first day back, I think. Let me see. I'm back.
okay, so we had that, and then,
In the afternoon, I could do the 5th, but not the morning.
okay. Yeah, we'd be looking at a 4 o'clock-ish start.
On the 5th, can do either AM or late PM/evening on the 5th.
And I'll have to let you know.
Sorry.
All right, I'll have Kim reach out, work with you, that way you can confirm it, look at your stuff a little bit closer, and then we'll go from there. But Joe has everything ready to go, so, want to get moving on it.
I could hypothetically do March 5th. It is the day after my birthday. So as long as we have like a little cake.
We can bring cake.
No, I'm just kidding.
You
Since
already
we've
know-
had our birthday conversation. I
Kim
just
might
had
have
the
already
theory. I
hit
just-
order after you said
Right.
that, you know, I think she's already hit order.
What's your favorite?
Anything chocolate, anything chocolate, no. But I could do the 5th. I just
All right,
wanted
well,
to check
we'll,
the
we'll
work calendar.
continue working with you, appreciate that,
Okay.
that gives Joe the work he needs.
Okay, excellent. No, I think that's a good idea. All right, I think that is it then, and we just need a motion for adjournment.
So move.
I'll second.
All right, motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.